Ladies and gents, you're very welcome back. My name is Iron Ian, host of the Iron Mindset podcast and master of ceremonies for the Abs Pro and Abs Powerlifting series. I'm joined now by three of our Abs Pro athletes. Just under a week out, we've got Laura Sancho, Stella Higgins, and Zsusanna Toth. We are all headed into, I believe, ladies, your second appearance at the Abs Pro, coming back smarter, coming back stronger, coming back ready to put up some huge totals and huge scores. So you're all very welcome, and thank you very much for giving me some of your time this close to the competition.
You're welcome.
So the big question everyone's going to be wondering is, how is everybody feeling in comparison to this time last year? So we had all three ladies competed at the Abs Pro before, with Stella and Laura competing last year at Abs Pro 5 and Zsusanna competing the year before. So you're no stranger to the Abs Pro platform and to the standards of lifting. So I'm going to direct the first question towards Laura Sancho, who is coming back 12 months on. Laura, how are you feeling coming into this competition in comparison to last year?
I'd say wiser in regards to knowing the competition. I know the pace. I know it's a fast competition. The roster this year is just insane. So it's going to be a tough one, as well as going to be hot. So it's something that we didn't know last year. Now we know how the day runs. So that's the thing. I think I'm coming back with a bit more experience in that on that side.
Well, I know that there's a big amount of anticipation to particularly see what you're going to do with the deadlift, because when you were with us at Abs Pro 5, you did attempt 270 kilos as your third attempt. Didn't get it, unfortunately, but you've since deadlifted 272.5 kilograms at the Fitness Store Classic in Germany for GPU. So you've put up some pretty big deadlift progress in that time. Can we expect to see attempt a similar number at the Abs Pro?
We will see. We will see how the day goes. But I mean, deadlift is my favorite lift, so definitely we'll put in, we'll give out my best.
Amazing. And it's like they always say, that competition only really begins when the bar hits the floor. So could see some change up in the lineup coming into those deadlifts. So I'll direct my next question towards Zsusanna. You were with us back in 2022 at the Abs Pro, but if I remember correctly, when you came in, you were squatting in sleeves, and you may have also been coming off the back of an injury. Is that correct? Oh, you're muted at the moment, so I'm going to unmute you. Hang on. There we go.
Here we go. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, 2 years ago I was excited to go, and to be quite frankly, I went because I wanted to clear my name on my squad depth. I keep saying this because Jerkeries, or how you pronounce his maiden name, I don't know how you say it. Kept saying, it's cool, but these girls need to learn to squat to depth. So that was a great motivation. And I keep saying this because I'm quite grateful that I have this stubborn mindset to wanting to prove myself. So I wanted to do reps, didn't work out because at the time I didn't know I had this missing cartilage problem with my knees. Started off reps, and then it really hurt to the point where I couldn't train for a week, and then quickly swapped to sleeve, and I think I did all right. But that's always, this second time round is the one that I really want to do, which is reps like everyone else. That's the hardest way to do the squat walking out in the reps. So I want to prove myself on that as well.
I think that's the case, though, with the likes of the Abs Pro and the Abs series in general. A lot of people will say that the pace is quite fast, the standards are quite strict in comparison to some other federations or competitions around the world. So I think the first one, you do kind of need to get a taste before you see how you're going to measure up. But now you're coming back with that experience, you're coming back healthy. I'd imagine we're going to see a pretty good performance from you on the day. Well, I know we do have a few people that are excited to see a return, and it's always good to prove Hercules wrong and show him that you can't
yeah. I know it's a joke, so I'm not serious about that one. Like it's just funny, I think. But this time around, I'm there for myself because 3 years ago I had some beliefs about what I'm capable of, and it's never happened. And I'm getting older, so it's time to kind of prove it, and that's something that I can be proud of in reps as well.
Absolutely, and we're very much looking forward to seeing what you can do on the day. And that then brings me across to Stella Higgins, who is also returning to the Abs Pro platform after competing with us and putting up an incredible performance last year. If I'm not mistaken, last year you had just come off the back of a bodybuilding show, am I right? And then jumped straight back into powerlifting.
Yeah, did a bodybuilding show 2 weeks before. And yeah, I think I was telling myself in the lead up, oh, it'll be fine because I make weight easy and stuff, but I think it did affect my performance on that day. So yeah, no bodybuilding show this year yet.
Thankfully. Well, I mean, at least we know that we're definitely potentially going to see the strongest Stella Higgins we've seen at Abs, which is going to be incredible. You've done one competition since. You were at the Spartan Raw back in June, so you've definitely had a little bit more exposure, had a bit more time on the platform. You're not going to be coming in rusty. You're going to be coming in feeling strong, and so that's kind of the big question is in comparison. Then when you were coming in after being bodybuilding, trying to recomp the weight coming into the series or into the pro last year, and now this time you've obviously been in full on strength training mode, powerlifting mode. Do you feel different this year coming in versus last year?
100%. Like last year, I didn't have a long prep. I think it was like 8 weeks or something, and my squats, I wasn't confident with my squats. I was having an issue with my hip from carrying the yoke with strong woman. So I was a bit tentative on my squat, but yeah, I feel a lot more confident this year, as well as having the experience of doing it last year. I just feel I'm in a much stronger position this time around.
And I think even with that, coming in with the experience for all three of you guys, coming in with that experience of having been there before, being lifting to that standard, I think that's what makes it exciting. I suppose the big question is everyone, and I suppose I'll open this question to the floor, so whoever wants to jump in, feel free. The big contender coming in is obviously Brianni Terry. I assume everyone here knows who that is and has seen her lifting before. We also have the likes of Jen Smith. We've got some incredible lifters coming across this year to vie for that #1 podium position. You guys, though, have the experience lifting at this level. Does anyone want to take a guess on how they think the top three are going to look coming into Abs Pro next weekend?
Who wanna go first? Should I be the one?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm not afraid. So obviously, Brianni probably going to win it, but like just you said, they have to travel across the world. I have been to Australia and I went 2 weeks prior, done my last sessions over there, and it was still hard. So see how that works out and in a fast pace. So although they're very experienced and high level athletes in the sport, one of the best in the world, you never know how it's may gonna affect them. So I wish the best, obviously, for all of them, and best of luck to everyone. But I'm not 100% certain the prediction is going to be exactly what may all think at the moment. So
and we have seen that in previous years too.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily one to say names. I still believe that Brianni is in her own league at this point. So still believe that probably she come on the top, but the other two spots is pretty much open. And I'm talking to other two ladies there that they are pretty capable of maybe step into that position. You just don't know what happens on a day.
Yeah, that's the case. That's the best case scenario for us as the audience. I'm going to be up commentating the main event with Ian Benson of Urban Barbell. We're going to be calling all the action, so you can rest assured we're very excited to see the battles. Then I'll actually ask you, Laura, if you don't mind, if there is a gap between, let's say we're coming into the third deadlifts and you need to load like something incredible to pull for the win, your third attempt, you have to load like 285. Do you think that's something you'd try if it meant going for the win?
I'm not going for the win. I'm not going for the win. I'm excited to meet all the girls. I'm excited to compete at this level against all of the lifters because it's the same as I said in the interview last year. I cannot point directly into one saying, yeah, you're gonna be, you're on top. No. I'd say, it's a proper powerhouse that it's being brought over to the ABS. I do believe Brianni is going to take the competition because obviously, as Zsusanna has said, I agree with her. She's like top notch. So I do think that the other two spots are available for any of us, including you, Susie. So I do think, you know, that those two spots are going to be the main battle in the competition.
Yeah, no, I totally, and I think that's kind of one of those things when you've got some big heavy hitters coming over like this. Sometimes it can be presumed that that's the person that's just going to run away with the competition. But I will say, back in April at ABS Clash of Titans 2, we had Dan Bell who came in, and everyone just assumed Dan's put up the biggest registered total on open powerlifting in history. But Dan did not win. Dave Richardson from the UK did. So. So it could definitely be anyone. We see that on the male side of the pro as well. There's a lot of heavy hitters there, some presumed favourites, but you really never know. So Stella, I will extend that question to you as well. You were on the podium along with Laura last year. You were just behind Denise Herber, who came first, who is actually since retired from powerlifting. So you've been there, you've contended at that level before yourself, and you're coming in stronger than ever now. Do you think there's a chance that you'll be able to vie for that #1 spot? If somebody comes in and just has a bad day and you're on form, do you think that that could be you?
There's always a possibility. It's like you never know what's going to happen. I've always said that. And the standards are so high. It's like there's no gifts given at abs. So you have to squat deep. You have to make everything perfect because you just can't get away with it on that platform. So anything is possible, but I mean, you know, you want everyone to be performing at their best and you to compete against that level. You know, I do think Brianni's going to win. But I don't think, you know, I think there's going to be girls who are, you know, gonna make her work, which is what you want. Second and third podium place. You know, I think it's open, and I think it is going to be on the standards and whether someone goes 9 for 9 or not.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it depends on your, you know, the calls, how fast the competition is. It's like, you know, as soon as you've squatted, you're warming up for bench more or less. And it's whether people have got, you know, can keep up with that pace and go 3 max lifts in that amount of time. So it's, you know, there are more challenges in this competition, this is why we've all chosen to do it, to be fair.
Yeah, I think it speaks to the caliber of athletes that you three are, and all the contenders that come and compete at the ABS Pro that accept the invitation to be willing to take on this challenge, because it's no secret that there are lifters that have been invited that have put up great totals elsewhere that aren't willing to try and do it here because they know they're not going to be given the gift. They're not getting that benefit of the doubt. And you've all come and registered very impressive totals and scores, whether it's Dots or Wilks or whatever scoring system you want to use. You all three of you have done that on this what's considered one of Europe's and the world's toughest platforms to put up those kinds of totals. So I do have 1 or 2 more questions. Do you guys have any dark horse lifters that you think could push for a podium position? Because I know looking down the list, I can see some serious contenders here. I'm not sure if many are familiar with Sarah Sobak, who was with us before and has actually won the ABS Series Pro-Am in the past. This is going to be her first ABS Pro, if I'm not mistaken. So I think she is somebody that could come in and turn a few heads. Yeah, she has competed at ABS Series 11. That was all the way back in November 2022. And she came first in the female Pro-Am, and then again at ABS Series 17 in Germany, winning the Pro-Am there too. This is her first ABS Pro. Have you seen her lifting, and where do you think a lifter like this could finish in the lineup, all going well?
I'm gonna jump on this one because she's my class, and we spoke a few times, even today. She's a lovely girl. She would deserve to do her best and maybe come on a podium. But if I'm right about it all, like she probably wish that prep gone a little bit better. So let's see if she can turn it around towards the end, like on the platform. I don't know, but one thing for sure, and it's no secret, she knows that I am about to chase her as well as all the other 67 girls. So I have to have that confidence. That's it. Although her bench is incredible, she can surprise me massively and I could eat the humble pie, but it will be extremely close with the 67 girls. It's about 4 or 5 of us, I think. So yeah. But
There's any, please
to
go on.
answer, sorry, to answer the question, I do believe that if Laura on form, even though she just said she's not for the win or whatever, her and so Stella could be up there, but we got other girls. I don't know everyone. In fact, I don't know everyone's performance, but Vicky, if she's on form, the Bulgarian girl, she could be doing something good if she can come over her squat injury kind of thing that she's been through in the past. So there's a few girls that can be surprisingly good that people not even thought of. And this year is it's really difficult to guess because so many girls are pretty close.
And ladies, to Laura and Stella, do you have anyone you see as the dark horse contender in that lineup? Now, if you're not familiar with some of the lifters, of course, but even of those that you do know, is there anyone you saying, actually, I need to keep an eye on her? Because if she puts together a good day, she could push for that, second, third podium position.
I think it's open. I really do think it's open. I think there's lifters that are stronger in certain lifts, but it's the performance on the day, and I couldn't say. I think everybody has got potential to take podium. Everyone.
I would agree. I think that's one of the fun parts of it, is that, like, you can realistically, we can also here, we can open everyone's open powerlifting and we can just gauge it off the scores there. But the reality will be is that it will be depends on who puts it together on the day, particularly with the conditions of walking out the squats on a power bar, whether or not they're used to hitting depth and wraps, whether or not they're used to the press command on the deadlift and locking out their deadlifts, or even for a lot of people pulling on a power bar in some cases is it can be difficult if they're used to the deadlift bar. So I will open that question into you as well, Laura. Do you have anyone in the lineup that you see as a potential dark horse contender?
I do agree with Stella that the 2 spots are open. Literally anything can happen on the day. All of the girls, as I said, are powerhouses. So I think it's gonna come down to just, they cannot point at anyone because otherwise I would be pointing at them. Did you hear me?
Just some of it. I can get the message, but was it breaking up a little bit for you ladies as well?
Yeah, but I didn't know if that was just me.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I got a good amount of it, but I'm not sure if the whole message came through. But I assume you're agreeing with the ladies. It is essentially anyone's competition, whoever puts it together on the day. And I think that's the sentiment you guys have all been there. You've done it, so you realize that that's the reality. It is about nobody's lifted in the venue we're going to be in. We're in the warehouse at the Red Cow. No one's lifted there before. You guys have the advantage of having lifted at a standard of competition like the Abs Pro before. But again, many of those coming across do have to contend with the travel, but also the variable that they've never lifted here before. So final question, and then I will let you ladies go get some rest. And I do thank you again for joining me this close to the meet as well. I know every hour of rest matters, every hour of recovery, and they were in the last critical couple of training sessions. So the final question is, do you have any message to the people that are going to be attending and watching, what to expect from you or the flight in general? And then do you have any message to your fellow competitors?
To fellow competitors, I'd say, all the best. Let's finish without any injuries. I hope that, everyone puts up the best that they can bring up to the table, because that's, I think, the exciting bit, that we are all at our tops. So, if it comes to making it to the podium or whatever, it's that you've actually made it like a proper performance. So, just good luck. And
Yeah, well said. You're still breaking up a little bit there again, but we got the sentiment. Everyone, good luck. Let's all hopefully whoever is going traveling for this meet has their best day. So we'll open it then to Zsusanna as well. Do you have any messages for the audience that are going to be coming to cheer, coming to boo, coming to let you know that they're there and they're ready to see some big lifts, or even your fellow competitors in the lineup? Do you have any messages for anyone?
Yeah, I genuinely want everyone to do well, because I think it's better to come last in a best lineup when everyone actually being able to perform to their best, and not like coming into it just because someone else got injured. So I hope no one will. And I think it will be exciting and good to watch regardless. So I don't need message on that, because the show itself will presenting that. We're just there to do our thing. And I think we don't need to get caught up on, like, we're not guys, we're more emotional. I think we need to have that little emotional support towards each other as well, because otherwise the women can get nasty and we don't want that. So we want to go there and do our best and support each other as much as we can, because even if I put someone else down or trying to be cocky about my own, that's not gonna help anybody, like not even my performance. So I just wish the best for everyone, and I hope I can surprise myself with my performance some people as well. That's all.
I love it. I love the unity and the camaraderie. It is important, especially like in a sport like this. Ultimately we are all doing the same thing. So yeah, absolutely appreciate the being a good sport about the whole thing. So thank you very much. And finally, Stella, we'll turn it over to you. Do you have any final words for the people that are going to come along to cheer, or anybody that's going to be participating in the competition alongside you?
I think anyone who comes along is going to see some real good elite lifting, and it's going to be exciting. And when you step out on that platform and you just see the crowd, like it's amazing. So yeah, no, I want all them girls to turn up, have the best day, and I want us all to fight and compete for this competition and do the best that we possibly can. We dedicate so much of our lives to this sport. So may the strongest woman win.
Exactly.
I love it. I love it. No, honestly, and I think that's a beautiful place to leave it, because that is ultimately what it comes down to. No amount of talking is going to undo the work that you've all done, and it really is going to come down to who is the best on the day. So ladies, thank you all very much for your time. I do appreciate it. And to those who are listening, be sure to tune in to the ABS Powerlifting live stream. You'll be able to watch the ceremonial weigh-in and press conference on Friday 16th, and all the action will kick off bright and early on the ABS Powerlifting YouTube live stream on Saturday 17th. Join us then for ABS Pro 6, where you'll get to see Laura Sancho, Zsusanna Toth and Stella Higgins in action at the ABS Pro 6 Female Pro Flight. We will see you then.